Sir, Pan-Atlantic University, on the recommendation of Senate and the approval of the Governing Council, has found Prince Yemisi Shyllon worthy of being conferred with the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa of Pan-Atlantic University. I have the honor to invite the university orator to present this distinguished and eminent Nigerian.
Will Prince Yemisi Shyllon please come forward? Prince Yemisi Shyllon, an indigene of Abeokuta, Ogun State, was born on the 26th of March, 1952, to the family of Shogulu and Ogunfayo of the Larun Royal Ruling House of Ake in Egbaland. He obtained the first degree in engineering from the University of Ibadan in 1977, and later went on to the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, for an MBA. He graduated in 1980 with a distinction in business administration, marketing and finance specialization. His zest for knowledge also took him to the University of Lagos for a degree in law, which he obtained in 1990. He went on to the Nigerian Law School and graduated the following year, 1991. Prince Shyllon is a chartered stockbroker and fellow of several chartered professional bodies within and outside Nigeria. In 2012, the University of Port Harcourt awarded him an honorary Doctor of Letters. Prince Shyllon began his professional career in 1981 with Tractor and Equipment, a division of United Africa Company of Nigeria, UAC. There, he took up the role of Marketing Research and Market Development Manager. 2 years later, in 1983, he became the Marketing Manager. That same year, at 31 years of age, he was appointed Executive Director, Marketing of Nigerite Limited, the largest Nigerian building and construction materials manufacturing company and a subsidiary of the Etex Global Group of Belgium. While in that position, he also fulfilled the role of legal advisor to the company for a period. During his years as the Executive Director of Nigerite Limited, Prince Shyllon also served at various times as chairman and member of many corporate and statutory boards. In 1989, at 37 years of age, he became chairman of the board of directors of Ogun State Radio and Television Stations, OGBC and OGTV. From 1994 to 1996, he was chairman of Reigate Investment Company of Ogun State Government. And from 2003 to 2009, he was chairman of Gateway Tourism Corporation of Ogun State. It is worthwhile noting that the upgrading of Olumo Rock to its current state as a major tourism site took place during his tenure as chairman of Gateway Tourism Corporation. Prince Shyllon served as a member of the Transition Committee for the incoming government of Lagos State in 1999 and reprised the role for Ogun State in 2003. From 2004 to 2010, he was the vice chairman of the Ogun State Economic Summit. He has also been a member of the National Think Tank and has served in various other federal and state government statutory committees and councils, such as the National Heritage Council and Endowment for the Arts in Nigeria. Prince Shyllon is currently the sole representative of Southwest Nigeria on the National Honors Award Committee in the presidency. He currently serves on the boards of various blue-chip companies. Prince Shyllon is widely traveled and has visited over 70 countries, both as a tourist and in professional capacities, delivering lectures, making presentations, and participating in management and marketing workshops, art fairs, and law conferences. Prince Shyllon began collecting artworks from his undergraduate days at the university. Thanks to his early start and his perspicacity, he ended up with the largest private collection of art in the country. According to him, although he began collecting art with a view to satisfying his passion for artworks, he later became conscious of the need for him to contribute to promoting Nigeria's art and culture through his collection, in the absence of other infrastructure, for the benefit of preserving our art, history, way of life, and heritage. Consequently, in 2007, Prince Shyllon established the Omoba Yemisi Shyllon Art Foundation, OYASAF. In 2016, the foundation was widely acknowledged and globally ranked by Art News and ArtNet as holding the most extensive and balanced private art collection in Africa. Prince Shyllon was also rated as one of the 100 most prominent private art collectors in the world. OYASAF holds well over 7,000 artworks drawn from the 5 areas of Nigerian and African art, covering traditional and neo-traditional African art, as well as contemporary paintings and sculptures. The collection also includes over 55,000 photographic shots of Nigeria's fast disappearing cultural festivals. As a means of achieving global exposure for the Nigerian culture, the photographic shots have been placed in video format and uploaded on YouTube. Through the foundation, Prince Shyllon, who is widely recognized as a leading advocate of Nigerian art and culture, provides sponsorship for scholars, curators, and art historians from within and outside Nigeria to visit and study his collection. Beneficiaries of the sponsorship are able to interact with Nigerian artists and other art collectors and thus promote research into Nigerian culture. Prince Shyllon has made presentations about African art and culture at art fairs in different parts of the world. He is a sole sponsor of the yearly art entrepreneurship workshop that the foundation organizes with the University of Lagos, which is aimed at encouraging and training Nigeria's young and budding artists in art entrepreneurship, materials, and method. OYASAF has also sponsored drawing competitions for schools in Nigeria. In 2012, a professorial chair in visual arts was endowed by Prince Shyllon at the University of Port Harcourt, Nigeria, with OYASAF as a sole sponsor of the online Journal of African Art. The journal, OYASAF Journal of Art, is for intellectual discussion of African art and culture. The Yemisi Shyllon Professorial Chair of Fine Art and Design in 2016 sponsored a one-week exhibition of the over 2,000 years old Chinese sculptures and photo diary of the Chinese Qing dynasty in Lagos, Nigeria. Prince Shyllon has financed the establishment of the first privately funded university museum of art in Nigeria, with a grant of 1,000 of his artworks to the Yemisi Shyllon Museum of Art at the Pan-Atlantic University in Lagos. He also paid for the museum's construction and is committed to giving the museum an annual grant to help with running costs for the first 15 years of the museum's life. He serves as a grand donor and chairman of the Supervisory Council of the museum. His donated artworks form the main exhibits of the museum. Prince Shyllon is a joint author of an art coffee table book and a book on the Yoruba sculptor Lamidi Fakeye, among other publications. Prince Shyllon has generously donated a few notable life-size sculptural monuments to public places and institutions in Nigeria. Among these are the 18 life-size sculptures at the Freedom Park in Lagos and the prestigious monuments at the Universities of Lagos and Ibadan. At the University of Ibadan, Prince Shyllon additionally donated 3 sculptures to the Professor Adeajayi Garden, contributed to restoring the University of Ibadan Zoo, and restored the 10 feet by 3 feet painting, oil on canvas of Ben Onwonwu that is displayed in the Vice Chancellor's office. Prince Shyllon has received many local and international awards, notably the 2019 African Achievers Award of the 9th edition of annual lectures and honors at the House of Commons, Palace of Westminster, UK, and the 2021 Leopold Sédar Senghor Prize for African Cultural Creativity and Impact. He has also been granted the Art Expo Award for Collector of the Year by Art Gallery Owners Association of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, Prince Yemisi Shyllon.
By the powers proper to me as the Chairman of Council, and on the recommendation of Senate, I confer on you the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters Honoris Causa of Pan Atlantic University. Congratulations, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Yemisi Shyllon. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to invite Dr. Yemisi Shyllon to address the congregation. Dr. Shyllon, sir.
The Chancellor of this great university, Reverend Dr. Anthony Odo, the Pro-Chancellor, Odien Ajumogovia, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Enase Okonedo, the other members of the University Council, Governing Council, the the deans of the faculties, the other members of the University Senate, and the Management Council. I am honored to be before you this afternoon. I thought about it that I was going to give a speech. I wasn't told I was going to, but I prepared something. Yeah, I prepared something because I'm always thinking ahead and supposing things. And I want the graduates to learn from this. Even though I was not told, but I guess I may be asked, so I prepared something. And what I prepared when I was doing it, I thought about the fact that those who founded this great university did it out of selflessness. I know that when this university was being conceptualized, it was conceptualized in terms of selflessness. And I felt the philosophy of the founders of the university agrees with mine. And I felt I should say, yes, tell the graduates here present that they have something to learn from the founders of this university. And so I've decided to talk about meaningful living in selflessness. Meaningful living is about deriving happiness from providing selfless service to one's society. It is a lifestyle. It involves living the life of giving, planting seeds for trees that will someday give shade to people that we may never meet in life. It is a lifestyle of deriving happiness from joining others to promote the welfare of many others. For a start, let us share some interesting statistical facts of life. Even those who may live over 100 years will never live 50,000 days on earth. Even if you are going to live 100 years on earth, you will never attain 50,000 days on earth. This serves to remind all of us about the futility of man's relentless and selfless search for the accumulation of wealth without giving and connecting with basic humanity and society. Many people solely focus on things that have to do with material wealth, such as having cars, building houses, buying properties, and other selfish illusions of life that are generally not meaningful to the real essence of human beings. My early inspiration for meaningful living was drawn from a Winston Churchill's quote. Winston Churchill lived between 1874 to 1965. And he stated, and I quote, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Hence, meaningful living is about honoring, about giving, and is the vision of life, not to be influenced by existential futility of accumulation and tendencies of being driven by the awareness that happiness in life do not result from what we get, but by what we give to others. Indeed, giving to others in life is a life's pursuit, which has been identified by philosophers to be a major ingredient for living a meaningful life. The Chinese philosopher Confucius, the father of Chinese faith, our philosophy of Confucianism, in the year he lived between 551 BC to 579 BC, was the first philosopher to state that he who wishes to secure the good of others has already secured his own. Thus, the life of devotion to charity is a veritable means of giving a meaningful life, and it is widely accepted by positive psychologists. Positive psychology is a field of social studies which engages in expanding the virtues of man's meaningful living. Some researchers in this field have differentiated the distinction between living a meaningful life and living a happy one. The result of such various researches suggests that there is more to life than happiness. Roy Baumeister, a Francis Epps professor of psychology at the Florida State University, United States, published a paper in the Journal of Positive Psychology, co-authored with some other researchers at the University of Minnesota and Stanford University in the United States, which extensively espoused that a happy life is significantly different from a meaningful life. From their research, they identified some major differences between living a happy life as against living a meaningful life. And they observed the following. 1, happy people tend to satisfy their wants and needs, but these seem largely irrelevant to living a meaningful life. 2, happiness involves focusing on the present, whereas meaningful life involves thinking about the past, the present, and the future, and the relationship between all this. 3, happiness was seen as fleeting, while meaningful living seems to last longer. Meaningfulness of life is derived from giving to other people, whereas happiness comes from receiving. Indeed, meaningful living is enjoined in the Holy Books, as contained in the Quran, chapter 2, verse 261, that those who bestow their wealth in the way of God are like the grain of corn that sprouts 7 years, 100 grains in every year. So God multiplies for those whom he will. The Bible also emphasizes, same in the words of Apostle Paul, as contained in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13, that and now abideth faith, hope, and charity. These 3 of hope, charity, and faith. The greatest of these 3 is charity. The Bible also recognizes doing good as God's identification of his own religion, as contained in James chapter 1, verse 27. In general, philosophers and historians are in agreement in their emphasis that money cannot buy happiness. Various researches conducted by positive psychologists also bear this out. Researchers in positive psychology have found that working on something philanthropic has deeper and more lasting effects on human well-being than the pursuit of pleasure, profit, wealth, and other good things of life. Professor Martin Seligman, the founder of positive psychology and professor at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, United States, has established a strong correlation between doing well and feeling good from his students' class assignments. At this stage, please let me share with you the last words of Steve Jobs on his deathbed, the founder of Apple, the Apple Empire, which goes to buttress the importance of meaningful living. He said, and I quote on his deathbed, "I reached the pinnacle of success in the business world. In others' eyes, my life is an epitome of success. However, aside from work, I have little joy. In the end, wealth is only a fact of life that I am accustomed to. At this moment, lying on the sickbed and recalling my whole life, I realize that all the recognition and wealth that I took so much pride in have paled and become meaningless in the face of impending death. In the darkness, I look at the green lights from life-supporting machines that are helping me, and I hear their humming mechanical sounds. I can feel the breath of God, of death, drawing closer. Now I know when we have accumulated sufficient wealth to last our lifetime, we should pursue other matters that are unrelated to wealth. The wealth I have won in my life, said Steve Jobs, I cannot bring with me to death. What I bring is only memories precipitated by love. But one thing that can never be found when it is lost is life. When a person goes into operating room, he will realize that there is one book that he has yet to finish reading, the book of life. Please let us substitute this book of life for the book of meaningful living. Treat yourself well. Cherish others, says Steve Jobs before he breathed his last. The party message from Steve Jobs is confirmed by many other thinkers, including but not limited to that of poet Maya Angelou, who lived between 1928 and 2014, who stated, and I quote, "I have found that amongst its other benefits, giving liberates the soul of the giver." In practice, the lifestyle of meaningful living involves leaving a rich legacy behind of selflessness, philanthropism in whichever way one is best suited to, and making meaningful contributions to immediate community, society, and the world. In this same way, we should be selfless. We should give meaningfully and meaningful differences to the lives of others in our society. This enjoyment agrees with spiritual essence as captured by Henry Ward Beecher, 1813 to 1887, to the effect that every charitable act is a stepping stone towards heaven. In conclusion, I use the opportunity to thank the Chancellor of this university. I also thank the Vice Chancellor, the founders of this great university, professors, and personnel of the Yemisi Shyllon Museum of Art for bestowing me this honor. The honor is most cherished. I thank my wife and my children and my friends here present. These people have been the pillar of my life, and I cherish my relationship with my wife, my friends, and everybody here present. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and sincerely assure you that I shall continue to uphold the high level of integrity of this institution as one of its ambassadors. I must specifically also thank my family friends. Particularly, one of them came all the way from Ogbomoso to attend this function. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria. I thank you, Dr. Akin Onibide. Thank you very much. I thank all who have traveled from far and near and find the time amidst current fuel scarcity to honor us today. God Almighty shall honor us all. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
You may be seated.